is Bunny's character a red flag or a green flag?
Yeah, he's definitely a red flag. Men should be getting decent amount of paternity leave so they can raise their children too. Fathers in the kitchen, fathers changing diapers, and just normalize it.
Ranbir Kapoor?
Can he be my therapist? I still see that my male counterparts who are just entering the industry are getting paid the same as me after 15 years. And I'm like, what? What's going on here?
Can you say leave me alone?
Yenna tanya vittu, that's in Tamil. Laisse-moi tranquille, that's in French.
Hi guys, this is Akanshi and welcome back to yet another episode of Talking Stage. But this time we have a long distance talking stage with none other than the girl in yellow boots who's speaking to me today, and it feels like this was made in heaven. We have Kalki today with us.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Not bad, not bad.
Okay. Welcome to iDiva Talking Stage. Our show is called Talking Stage. Do you know what it means?
No.
Do you want to take a guess?
Talking stage.
Yeah.
I don't know. You have many people talking at different stages in their life.
Okay, that's a good interpretation. But it's actually a Gen Z dating term, which means two people who are talking, but they don't know where it will go, whether it will turn into something or not.
Nice. Good to know. Good to know for my future daughter. my daughter whose future I'm sure will go into all this.
So I'm just quickly going to throw some Gen Z words at you, and I want you to guess what you think they mean, even if you don't know what they mean. The first one is a beige flag.
A beige, like the color?
Yeah.
It's like a really boring person, like something you don't want to do. It's so boring.
It's like a neutral quality, like it's not a bad or a good thing, it's just something you do.
Okay.
I like to eat breakfast food as a midnight snack. That's my beige flag. It's not a good or a bad thing, it's just there.
Okay. Like trivia.
Yeah.
And yeah, okay. Got it.
Would your beige flag be?
Oh gosh. I guess I'm not very this thing about what I eat. It's like what comes my way. If I can eat what I want, I will. But I'm not like, if I can't, I'll eat a sandwich. Whatever.
The next one is delusionship.
Delusionship.
Yes.
Okay. The idea that you just have reached an ultimate point of delusion, an ultimate point of not believing in anything anymore.
So basically, it's like I think I'm in a relationship with somebody, but I'm not. So I'm in a delusionship.
Oh, that's very sad. Okay. So it's like, yeah, I know it's never going to happen, but never mind. I'm just going to indulge in fantasy.
Yeah.
Right.
The next one is soft launch.
Soft launch. Is this also to do with dating? It's to do with dating. Okay. It's like something that didn't quite work out what you expected, how you expected it.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing. Soft launch. Somebody who takes their time getting to know you.
So basically, when people post on social media about their partners, so there are two kind of launches that people do. So one is like a hard launch, like nobody knew that we were dating, and I'm directly posting like shadi pictures. And one is a soft launch, which is like I'll start to leave comments and like I'll post pictures in which nobody can see it's you, but they know somebody is there. All of that.
Also irrelevant to my life. It's hilarious.
But moving on to our questions, your movie Goldfish talks about a relationship between mother and a daughter. Do you feel like there's a lot of pressure on mothers due to the notion of stereotypical things like a good mother will always sacrifice for their happiness, like for the happiness of her children, and just a mother has to put her children's needs before hers? Do you think it puts a lot of pressure on mothers? And
100%. Also today we have to be the perfect super moms, in the sense that we have to keep our careers also working, and we have to keep our domestic life working. So it's really a lot of demands, And I don't think the system is really caught up yet in terms of, just things like paternity leave. Men should be getting decent amount of paternity leave so they can raise their children too. Or, look at if you go to a restaurant or an airport, men can't change diapers.
Yeah.
It's always females' toilets. So then you're forcing men to not raise their children. So these are things that really need to change.
And it's also celebrated so much when a father is doing the bare minimum, probably being with his own child. But no matter what mom does, it's like it's not enough.
We need to normalize fathers parenting. We really need to just see parents in the kitchen. Fathers in the kitchen, fathers changing diapers, and just normalize it.
Yeah. When people give you unsolicited advice about being a mother and motherhood and how you should raise your child, how do you deal with it? And do you give it back or do you?
I don't give it back. I usually sign out of those kind of groups. I'm not into the mother groups too much because there's too many opinions, too many. I do like having my own circuit of community of mothers that I can depend on for things like, passing down the clothes. Your kids grow so fast that why should I throw away perfectly good clothes and pass it down, etc. So those things are great. But yeah, I just kind of sign out when I feel like somebody is pushing too much. I just sign out.
And what's a very unsolicited and very stupid advice you've probably received by somebody to that was bizarre to you?
Somebody told me that if I want my child to look a certain way, I got to put that photograph in front of my desk. I have to make that happen for my child.
Teens have left the chat.
Indeed.
Your role as Aditi in Yeh Jawaani Hai Deewani is so iconic. One of my favorite performances of you. If you had to give her some relationship advice, what do you think it would be?
To Aditi?
Yeah.
She's sorted, yeah. She's gone and done what she wanted finally. I don't know. She's doing great. I don't need to give her any advice.
What do you think what do you think life for Aditi looks like now, 10 years down the line?
I think she's probably running some kind of business. She's a mother and she's running a entrepreneurship of some kind. From home she can work and be a mother at the same time.
Interesting. Your performance in Made in Heaven is fab. Your character is layered and flawed, but it still has managed to make people feel for Faiza. What are your views on open relationships or infidelity, and does it get tricky to navigate a character that probably is doing something that you wouldn't do in real life?
We have to not put those in the same category. You can't put an open relationship in the same category as cheating on somebody. They're two very different.
Yeah.
So in Faiza's case, cheating, I don't think is a very elegant thing to do. Betrayal, and I don't justify it, but at the same time, I know that she is heart on sleeve, somebody who believes in love, somebody who believes, even protecting her child, protecting her work, fighting for leaving a abusive husband in Dubai. All of those require a lot of guts. But she has a lot of anxiety and insecurity as well.
What is something that you do to sort of keep your mental health in check on a bad day when something gets to you?
Apart from text my therapist, I think changing the energy in some way, usually. So if you're in bed, feeling mopey, just forcing myself to get on my cycle. I cycle a lot. Just going for a 10-minute cycle will make me sweat, and suddenly your mind starts to clear those negative thoughts. Yeah. Some days you can't fight it. You just accept it. Especially on days where you have a lot to do. You just have to get through the day. You're just okay, today one of those sad days. It's okay. I'll forgive yourself. Let it go.
If it's a bad mental health day already, do you sometimes go on your phone and read some comments about probably you and trolls, and does it get to you?
You sometimes do that, and it's a stupid thing to do. I do it less now. I think I know that when I'm in a bad space, I need to keep my phone away. That's one of the first things I do, Yeah. And I have a habit in general to just keep my phone in a different room at night when I get home, and I don't look at it before till after I've had breakfast in the morning. So there's that, so that my morning doesn't start, like my day is not dictated by what I see on my phone.
But have you ever faced any pay parities, and like, what are your thoughts about it? Like, even though it's very, like, should be a non-issue and should be very in an ideal world, but have you ever faced it, and have you ever been on the receiving end of it?
I face it in the sense that I see that even after, I don't know how many years now, I've been 15 years or so in the industry, I still see that my male counterparts who are just entering the industry are getting paid the same as me after 15 years. And I'm like, what? What's going on here? But I've been lucky enough to kind of dictate it when it is my smaller films, my projects where I'm the protagonist. I think that the other big thing about pay parity is we need to just restructure our stories so that we have heroines leading them, not just heroes. And that the money will come in as well, for those stars, because at the end of the day, we're going to pay the person who's leading the story, and that we just need more women to do it.
But you've always been a cheerleader for like inclusive beauty, and you have also like posted pictures with like body hair, which is absolutely normal. But do you feel people still have a pressure, this added pressure of looking perfect? And like this, even though like body hair is absolutely normal, but people are still disgusted by it.
Yeah, it's funny. It didn't even occur to me that it was like a controversial post when I put my like armpit hair, and I was just like, oh, okay. But this is reality, and diapers and poop and farting and all this is reality. Okay, I'm not saying we gotta like post all that stuff all the time, but it's okay if you're posting about some of your struggles, and some of COVID was a struggling time. We didn't get to prioritize our beauty and beauty regime, routine, whatever. So yeah, if I'm going to be talking to my audience, then I would rather see that they see both sides, all sides.
We will quickly move to a rapid fire. If not acting, what would your following co-stars do? Aditya Roy Kapoor.
He's a really good singer and a guitarist, and he should definitely have an album out.
Okay. Katrina Kaif.
I think she would be really good as like a UN ambassador, actually. I think she would be great at like, sorting out through policies. Ranbir Singh, an athlete. There's so much.
Ranbir Kapoor.
What would he be? He's such a good actor, and I feel like he's born to act. But he had to be something else. Can he be my therapist?
Yeah, that would. Then you will text your therapist. Hrithik Roshan.
He would be a really good spokesperson. He's somebody who would be able to give encouraging speeches.
Okay. And lastly, Deepika Padukone.
She would be a very good like working with children. Like she would be a really good kindergarten teacher. She had a very warm feeling about her.
How many languages do you know?
I speak French, Tamil, Hindi, English. Probably like not even like my Tamil is a bit, I'm learning Hebrew also.
Okay. Can you say leave me alone in any two different languages, not Hindi?
Yenna Tanya Vittu, that's in Tamil. Laisse-moi tranquille, that's in French.
Oh, that's great. According to you, is Bunny's character a red flag or a green flag? Because there's been a lot of debate about how he just kept choosing himself entire duration of the.
Yeah, he's definitely a red flag. That's why he's Aditi's friend and not lover.
Have you ever rejected a role that you wish you did not? Like you could have done that.
I've never rejected a role that I've then seen somebody else do. No. Most of the things I've rejected have not happened.
You have a beautiful baby girl. I don't want to mispronounce her name, so I would want to ask you, how do you pronounce it?
It's
Sappho.
Sappho.
What does it mean?
She was a Greek poet. She was the first ever Greek poet in the history of mankind, and female poet, actually. First female poet in history of mankind.
Okay. Did you plan the same? Did you have a list of baby names beforehand, or was it something
No,
that?
no, it was literally a 2-minute conversation. I came up with a girl's name. He came up with a guy's name. I said, if it's a girl, it'll be this. He said, if it's a boy, it'll be this. That's it. And the reason I chose Sappho is because when I met Guy, my partner, I had met him on a girls' trip. I went to Israel on a holiday and I met this wonderful man. And I was like, I'm never going to see you again. Bye. And he gifted me a book, and it was The Poetry of Sappho.
That I didn't know that. That's very cute. This was great. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you.
I wish you all the best for Goldfish. I can't wait for it. And thank you.
Thanks. Have a nice day.
Thank you. You too.
Hi, this is Kalki, and you're watching me on iDiva Talking Stage.